in interesting times. Today's stories. New York's Met Cloisters toll its bell in support of Notre Dame. Kuczynski's lawyer says that prison shouldn't be a progressive death penalty. Police say that they are treating a killing of women in Northern Ireland as terrorist incident. Frenchman gets 6-month prison term over horsemeat fraud. A Madrid skyscraper housing embassies has been evacuated over a false bomb threat. The Vancouver Giants host Game 1 of the 2019 Western Hockey League playoffs against the Seattle Thunderbirds. And the Church of Christ donates to the North York Harvest Food Bank. Plus, moviegoers in Canada praise Guerrero at its Vancouver showing. This is Eagle News Canada, bringing you stories from around the globe. I am Caro Cabusao. New York's medieval museum, the Met Cloisters, tolled its bell for 1 minute to express its support of Notre Dame of Paris 3 days after the cathedral's roof was damaged by a fire.
I think it is almost our duty to show our solidarity. It being a medieval museum and being a museum with a lot of French objects. Bell ringing historically has been a very ceremonial act to announce significant news, among other things. And what news this week that is more significant than the fire that happened at Notre Dame?
This was the first time the bell at the Met Cloisters has been rung for anything other than keeping time.
Former Peruvian President Pedro Pablo Kuczynski's lawyer, Cesar Nakasaki, says his client shouldn't be in prison due to his age and health condition, ahead of the decision that could see Kuczynski face up to 36 months of preventative detention.
Un hombre de 80 años jamás debe estar en la cárcel. Oiga, miren ustedes, no existe la pena de pérdida de la salud. La cárcel solo debe quitar la libertad. Y menos existe la pena de muerte progresiva, te mato de a pocos.
A woman has been shot dead in Londonderry, Northern Ireland, and police said the killing is being treated as a terrorist incident. Assistant Chief Constable Mark Hamilton said in a statement on Twitter, quote, "Sadly, I can confirm that following shots being fired tonight in Cregan, a 29-year-old woman has been killed. We are treating this as a terrorist incident and we have launched a murder inquiry." Up next, Frenchman gets a 6-month prison term over horsemeat fraud. A Madrid skyscraper housing embassies has been evacuated over a false bomb threat. The Vancouver Giants host Game 1 of the 2019 Western Hockey League playoffs against the Seattle Thunderbirds. These and more when Eagle News Canada returns. We will be right back. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Canada. The former director of a French meat processing firm was sentenced to 6 months in prison over a 2013 scandal which saw millions of meals withdrawn from European supermarkets after they were found to contain horse meat instead of beef.
Notre client souhaite faire établir devant le tribunal que la fraude dont il a été victime a touché plein d'autres entreprises, notamment 2 autres entreprises en France et des entreprises en Espagne, et donc il est faux de soutenir qu'il est l'instigateur du système. Il a été victime, comme d'autres sociétés, d'un trader qui a commercialisé de la viande de cheval à la place de la viande de bœuf.
A Paris court found Jackspol of Spenghero, the company at the heart of the scandal, guilty of fraud and ordered the confiscation of 100,000 euros in cash seized at his home by investigators. He was on trial alongside a fellow executive and 2 meat traders from the Netherlands. The alleged racket saw cheap horse meat from Belgium, Romania, and Canada imported into France and then labeled incorrectly as beef, with the meat processing company Spenghero and the Dutch middleman pocketing the profits.
Non, il n'avait pas particulièrement d'indices qui pouvaient indiquer qu'il allait transformer de la viande de cheval en viande de bœuf. Il avait, d'ailleurs comme d'autres sociétés et comme Spenghero avant même l'arrivée de Jacques Poujol, des relations commerciales établies parce que c'est un trader important. Mais en tout cas, rien, ni d'ailleurs pour Jacques Poujol, ni pour Spenghero, ni même pour les autorités sanitaires françaises, n'avait décelé ou permis de déceler la fraude avant que le scandale n'éclate.
Donc vous dites...
The 4 men were accused of selling more than 500 tons of horse meat passed off as beef to Comigal, a maker of ready-to-eat meals, between 2012 and 2013. After British inspectors discovered the fraud, supermarkets across Europe pulled millions of suspect food products like frozen lasagna and meatballs from their shelves in 2013, deepening concerns about the meat industry and food safety on the continent. All who had already spent 4 months behind bars during the investigation declined to comment after the ruling was issued. Patrice Mongolian, manager of the Spenghero factory in southern France, was given a suspended 1-year sentence. Dutch middleman Johannes Fazen was sentenced to 2 years in prison, and his former associate Hendrikus Windmajor got a 1-year suspended sentence. Both Dutchmen have convictions for a similar fraud in 2012 in their home country. All 4 accused were cleared of charges of conspiracy, though the 2 Frenchmen were also found guilty of tampering with evidence. A skyscraper in Madrid that houses the British, Dutch, Australian, and Canadian embassies was evacuated over a bomb warning that turned out to be false. A police spokeswoman said police evacuated the 57-story Torres Pacho building after the Australian embassy received a bomb threat by telephone. After searching the building, the police tweeted that it was finally determined that the threat was false. Everything goes back to normal. Police are investigating the origin of the call. The 235-meter-high building is one of 4 skyscrapers that makes up a business park in northern Madrid. Fire and police trucks were deployed to the scene after the alarm was raised just after midday. The evacuation of the building was carried out calmly in 5 to 10 minutes. The office tower routinely carries out evacuation drills. The Australian embassy said on Twitter that it would remain closed until further notice. For EBC Sports, the Vancouver Giants bring home the Canadian Bacon in Game 1 of the 2019 Western Hockey League playoffs against the Seattle Thunderbirds. Anthony with the details.
The top-seeded team in the Western Conference, Vancouver Giants, hosted the 8th-seeded Seattle Thunderbirds in Game 1 of the 2019 Western Hockey League playoffs. The Giants earned the 7-1 win on home ice over the T-Birds to lead the best-of-7 series 1-0.
It was a solid effort on the defensive end for the Vancouver Giants. The Giants set the tone early and did a great job of controlling pace by playing fast and being physical. They were able to get 40 shots on net and outshot Seattle 15-6 in the first period.
We wanted to start the series off on the right foot, and I think that's what we did for the most part. Little blips and things there, just kind of got offside on some penalties, but I mean that's what's going to happen in the playoffs. You got to be ready for everything, and I think we handled a lot of things well tonight, and it was good to see.
I thought we did a good job in the first period of playing fast and being physical, and I think that that opened the door for us to create some offense in the second period. But yeah, I thought it was a good game. I thought for the most part we played pretty well in our own zone, but that's the first game. It was good. We got to set the tone early. Our preparation and our game plan isn't going to change. We just got to maintain that even keel. We'll enjoy the win tonight, and then we'll get resetted, or we'll get refocused and re-energized for tomorrow.
Vancouver's offense was on fire, but it was also a great effort on the defensive end, led by their goaltender Trent Miner. He finished the game with 27 saves on the night and allowed just one goal to the Thunderbirds.
I think coming out in the first period, we were obviously going to be a little nervous, as everyone is coming into the first game. But I think we kind of set the tone early and carried it through and just kept building off that. Overall, I think we were just good defensively, blocking shots. I think there was probably 20 shots that I could have faced that were blocked right in front of the net. Great opportunities that guys were sacrificing to get the Game 1 win today.
The Giants goaltender Trent Miner earned praise from his head coach Michael Dick and his teammate Dylan Plouffe from his excellent performance in net.
He was solid. I thought he played really, really well. He made some huge saves. The only goal they scored, they had 7 guys on the ice, so I guess it was a bit of a power play for them, but I thought he played really well. Yeah, our penalty kill was really good. It started with our goaltender, but I thought our guys did a pretty good job. They generated some pretty good opportunities in the first period, and when they did, Trent was there for us.
He was good. We know with both of those guys in net, we're going to have a chance to win. And I mean, with Trent tonight, we knew for us D-men and especially the forwards too, it's someone we're going to look to maybe make a couple saves because we can't be perfect. And tonight, Trent did his job, and he was great back there.
Despite inking 28 shots on net, the Seattle Thunderbirds struggled to answer back. The T-Birds went scoreless on the power play, going 0 for 7. They were also shorthanded 7 times, which resulted in 2 power play goals for the Giants. The Thunderbirds shared their disappointment in the loss post-game.
We've got a lot of turnovers, so they've got a lot of chances, and I think it was they score goal because we've got a lot of mistakes, so they score a lot of goals. It was a hard game, but I think we can play better. It was not the best game from us, and we should play better.
Disappointing game, obviously, from our part. Not the way we want to start. I thought some of the game plan stuff that we had in place, we didn't follow as much as we needed to, and we didn't get the result we're looking for. But tomorrow's a new day. We'll be a lot better. We had a good start. Things started to turn in the wrong direction, and we abandoned our game plan a little bit. So we'll tighten that up and come out better tomorrow.
Game 2 between the Giants and Thunderbirds will resume at the Langley Event Center, followed by Games 3 and 4 from south of the border at the Accesso Showwear Center in Seattle, Washington. From Langley, British Columbia, I'm Anthony Sevilla, 1 with 25.
Coming up, the Church of Christ in Toronto donates to the North York Harvest Food Bank. Plus, moviegoers in Canada praise Guerrero at its Vancouver showing. Eagle News Canada will return shortly. This is Eagle News Canada. I am Cara Cabusao. The Church of Christ donates more than 200 boxes of food to the North York Harvest Food Bank as part of its year-long effort to help neighbors in the country. Eagle News correspondent Asli Sakmar reports.
The North York Harvest Food Bank states that their organization believes in dignified food access, empowering individuals, and strengthening communities.
In response to this, members of the Church of Christ, through the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation, donated to the said food bank here in Toronto, Canada.
It's so meaningful because we know that there are families that are hungry. There are people who work hard and they are facing unfortunate circumstances. 1 out of 3 food bank users are children. So when communities can come together and give back and help those in need, it is truly an amazing thing to see and witness as we are today when 250 boxes are being collected.
We're not a government-funded agency, so we rely on community support. So when an organization raises this much food, not only does it help us to serve the people. We have 16,000 visits a month, so this food will come in really handy. But equally important, we're a very small organization, but then the need is continues to grow. It really gives our team a great, huge boost. You're letting us know that, hey, we're there to help you. We know that you're helping the community. We're here to support you. That really gives us a great encouragement and let us know that we're going to work that much harder so that more people in need can be to get the food that they require.
At the very start, there was information about this, is that we are going to be doing this event, and there were various local congregations that had prepared many boxes. Say, for example, they were given the task, 25 boxes, let's put 40 pounds into it, and then let's take it to the district. This is where we are, and this is where we're holding the event. And a lot of us prepared, a lot of the brethren, people were gathered here to help.
As author Shannon L. Alder puts it, one of the most important things you can do on this earth is to let people know they are not alone. Reporting for Eagle News in Toronto, Canada, my name is Ashley Sakmar, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Astley. Moviegoers in Canada shared with Eagle News praise for EBC film Guerrero. Take a look.
Here at the Justice Institute of British Columbia, Guerrero, the first full-length film produced exclusively by EBC Films, was received with excitement.
Excitement was in the air at the JIBC for the showing of EBC film Guerrero. EBC's award-winning full-length film impressed quite a number of moviegoers here in Vancouver.
I don't understand Tagalog very well, but the subtitles helped a great deal, and it was a very light-hearted look at a kind of a tragic story. It was very interesting. It was a lot of twists and turns you wouldn't expect it to end the way it did, and it was good.
I enjoyed it because they have lots of detail and lots of emotion.
The audience pointed out how different Guerrero is from mainstream movies.
I think it's a big jump from the usual Filipino movies. It looked very modern, and it was fun to watch.
I think it was really great performance by all the actors, and just the overall theme of hope. And even though the good things and the bad things happen, like, I love how he found, just God, and it was the hope. He refound his hope to live through the hard times of his life. Yeah.
INC Minister Brother Felmar Sereno said the film is unique in so many ways and recommended Guerrero to everyone.
What I really appreciate about the movie is its wholesome message, about bond of family, particularly the bond of the brothers, right? Because it was centered around the brothers. And in conclusion, how we rise above challenges, relying on the one. God is there, and we can call to Him for help and rely on Him and trust on Him to get us back up and to keep on going. So a wonderful film, highly recommended to everybody and anybody.
From Vancouver, Canada, my name is Kenny Aquino, always 1 with 25.
That is this week's Eagle News Canada. Join us next week for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at Eaglenews.PH and EagleNewsLive.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. Thank you for watching. I am Kara Kabusao. I am 1 with 25.